Over 8 billion chickens are slaughtered in the United States every year. To reach this tremendous level of production, the poultry slaughter operation has become a highly specialized and complex process. The size, speed, and setup of poultry slaughter plants vary greatly. The smallest of plants may slaughter only a few hundred a day, while the largest operations are capable of processing more than 30,000 per hour. In this video, you will be shown an overview of the poultry slaughter process as it happens in a large, modern poultry plant. Keep in mind that some procedures will differ from plant to plant, depending upon the setup and needs of the establishment. Poultry are transported to the plant in cages and are unloaded onto a conveyor belt, which slowly moves them into the plant where the slaughter process begins. The birds are hung by the feet in metal shackles where they move quickly through an electric stunning apparatus to render them unconscious. The birds are then killed by passing through a machine which makes a single incision across the throat to sever the major arteries and veins. They are allowed a period of time to bleed out in what is commonly called a blood tunnel. At the end of the blood tunnel, the birds are immersed in a long scalding tank, which is filled with water at a temperature of approximately 130 degrees Fahrenheit. The purpose of the scalding tank is to loosen feathers and facilitate their removal in the next step. After scalding, the birds will pass through a series of machines commonly called picking machines. These machines utilize rotating rubber fingers to remove feathers by means of friction. The heads are now removed, and the birds proceed through an auxiliary scalder and picking machine, which aids in the removal of remaining feathers from the neck and wing area. The last step of the defeathering process is carcass washing to remove any loose feathers or debris which might be present. This step is often referred to as the New York wash. Some plants will sort the birds according to weight using a machine like the one shown here. Once sorted, they will be rehung onto another moving line called the evisceration line. The first step after placement on the evisceration line is the removal of the oil gland on top of the tail. Next, the carcasses proceed through a machine called a venter, which makes an incision around the cloaca and removes it and the terminal portion of the large intestine from the pelvic cavity. They now pass through a machine called an opener, which makes an incision from the cloacal cut to the keel bone. After opening, the carcasses are ready for the all-important step of evisceration. The eviscerator machine consists of a large spoon-like apparatus, which literally scoops out the viscera and brings it outside the pelvic cavity. This will allow a plant employee called a presenter to properly position the viscera alongside the bird. The carcasses are now ready for post-mortem inspection by USDA personnel to determine their fitness for human consumption. At the inspector's direction, unwholesome birds are removed by a plant employee working alongside the inspector. Wholesome birds continue down the line, where the edible viscera parts are removed and processed. In the next step, the digestive tract is removed by a machine called a gizzard puller, or Pac-Man. A plant employee is usually stationed past the gizzard puller to manually remove any digestive tract parts which may have been missed. The carcasses now proceed through a machine called a cropper, which is designed to remove the crop from the neck area. A plant employee will then trim defects such as bruises, sores, and broken limbs from the carcasses. In some plants, the necks are disjointed from the carcass so they may be harvested as a separate part. In the final evisceration step, the carcasses are thoroughly washed inside and out to remove any loose material such as blood clots and feathers. After washing, the carcasses are ready to be chilled. To accomplish rapid chilling, the carcasses are placed into a continuous chill system consisting of cold water and/or ice. They usually remain in the chill system approximately 1 hour and will exit at an internal temperature of less than 40 degrees Fahrenheit. After chilling, the carcasses will either be packaged, cut up, or further processed. As you can see, the poultry slaughter process is complex, and to effectively regulate the industry, FSIS employees must have a basic understanding of the process.
This video is intended to provide an overview of the humane handling and slaughter guidelines developed by Dr. Temple Grandin, a world-renowned expert in the field of animal welfare and behavior. These guidelines are very useful for objectively evaluating and improving the humane handling and slaughter of livestock. However, they are recommendations and not regulatory requirements.